Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Divine Healing. So in this video, we are going to discuss about the Ashlesha Constellation. Ashlesha is also known as Ayilyam in Malayalam and Tamil, and this Ashlesha Constellation is considered to be the clinging star. So we will talk about the key facts about Ashlesha, the key words associated with Ashlesha, the suitable education streams and professions, and the do's and don'ts for the Ashlesha natives. Okay, so the points whatever I am going to convey, to whom it is going to apply. So if your Lagna is falling in Ashlesha, or if your Moon Nakshatra or your Janma Nakshatra, if it is Ashlesha, or if your Lagna Lord is falling in Ashlesha, these points are going to be applicable to you. So this Ashlesha Nakshatra, also known as Ayilyam, it is actually in the sign of Cancer, and it spans between 16 degrees 40 minutes to 30 degrees in the sign of Cancer. And the ruler of this nakshatra is planet Mercury. So now we will talk about the Greek mythology which is associated with this Ashlesha constellation and also the Zodiac sign of Cancer. So this is how the story goes. So there is a person named Hercules who was considered to be a demigod in Greek and Roman mythology. So he was unusually very strong and fearless, and he will usually strangle the snakes even they could strangle him, even before they could strangle him. That is how strong he was. Okay, and there was a goddess Hera who do not like Hercules from the beginning because of some past history. So, and she is considered to be the stepmom for Hercules. So when she found that her stepson was a young adult, right? So because of the vengeance on him, goddess Hera, she will cast a kind of spell on Hercules, and that spell will drive him temporarily insane. Okay, and because of that, he would even murder his beloved wife and 2 children. So seeing this, Apollo, who is considered to be the god of truth, so he knew the real story, why Hercules did this, why did he murder his wife and children. Basically it was a magic spell that is coming from goddess Hera. Apollo realized that. But however, still for Hercules to absolve all his sins, Apollo will give him 12 challenges. Okay, and one of the challenge for Hercules is basically to slay the 9-headed Lernaean Hydra. So Hydra is basically a serpentine lake monster in Greek and Roman mythology, and it is considered to be the god of the underworld. It is a poisonous snake-like creature. So Hercules, as part of one of his challenge, he has to slay this 9-headed Hydra. So for that, Hercules traveled to the city of Lerna to slay this creature. And when the fight started between Hercules and Hydra, he saw that whenever he cut the head of this Hydra creature, 2 more heads will regenerate automatically. So this became a huge challenge for Hercules to demolish that creature, because whenever he cut a head, 2 more heads are growing automatically. Okay, so in order to deal this, he took the help of his nephew Ayilyam. So what this Ayilyam will do is, whenever Hercules cuts the snake of the Hydra, this Ayilyam, with the help of a fire torch, he will actually burn the wound with a torch so that the heads don't regenerate again. So this way, both Hercules and Ayilyam, they managed to kill this Hydra creature. Okay, but during the verge of dying, what goddess Hera will do is, she will send a crab named Carcinos. It's also called as Carcinus. So this Hera will be sending a giant crab in order to help Hydra. But however, that would be in vain, because Hercules will end up demolishing both Hydra as well as the crab. He will actually crush the crab beneath his foot. Okay, so he will end up demolishing both. But however, in order to provide a reward for the service for both crab, for this carcinous crab as well as Hydra, goddess Hera will convert both of them. That is, the crab will be converted into the sign of Cancer. It is actually the zodiac sign of Cancer. And the Hydra will be converted into a constellation called as Hydra. Okay, so the crab will be converted into the Cancer zodiac sign, and that creature Hydra is going to be, in fact, it got converted into a Hydra constellation in the sky, and both became immortal. Right, so this is how we can see the Greek mythology behind this Ashlesha constellation as well as the Cancer zodiac sign. Right, so basically this Ashlesha constellation will be represented by Hydra, and this Hydra, in this Hydra constellation, you can see that there will be 5 stars which will be clinged together, and they will be resembling the face of a snake, and that clinging of 5 stars is nothing but the Ashlesha constellation. That is the reason snakes are very closely associated with Ashlesha. Okay, so now we can see some key facts about this Ashlesha Nakshatra. So Ashlesha symbol is a coiled serpent. So we saw that the Hydra itself is a snake-like creature. That is the reason serpents are very closely associated with this Ashlesha constellation. And if you see the Sanskrit word shlesh, there is a meaning of this word shlesh which means to embrace, to cling to. Okay, that is the reason this Ashlesha is also called as a clinging star. Okay, and the planet Ketu is actually considered to be born under this Ashlesha constellation. Even Lakshmanan from Ramayana, he is an Ashlesha native, and Dharman from Mahabharata, Dharmar, Yudhishthira, he is also considered to be Ashlesha born star. Okay, then other famous personalities who are closely associated with Ashlesha is our national leader Mahatma Gandhi, then actress Sridevi, and even Vaijayanti Mala. They have a very close connection with the Ashlesha constellation. Okay, so as I told earlier, the deity for Ashlesha is the Sarpas and the Nagas, and number 5 is also very closely linked to Ashlesha. So one is planet Mercury, who is the ruler of this Ashlesha. He has given the number 5 in numerology, right? That is one. And secondly, Nag Panchami. When do we celebrate the Nag Panchami? It is on the Panchami Tithi, which is again 5. So even Nag Panchami is one auspicious festival. Okay, that is done for the Nagas. And these Ashlesha natives, they have the ability to destroy their enemies. And the other thing that we can observe with the Ashlesha natives is that they can easily reach the top positions. Okay, and there is a suicide dosha that is also associated with the Ashlesha's family. So if you check maybe Ashlesha's natives on the father's side, on their mother's side, you can check with their ancestors. Is there any suicides that have happened? That is also kind of linked with the Ashlesha constellation. They have a suicide dosha typically for the in the the ancestral hierarchy of the Ashlesha natives. And there is also a closed well that is also associated with the the Ashlesha constellation. Just see if there is any well that was closed because of some reasons within the Ashlesha's ancestral hierarchy. So other important point that I wanted to share here is in regard to marriage for the Ashlesha natives. It is better to get them married only after 28 years. Okay, so that the married life is going to be very smooth. It's because of the reasons that if you see Ashlesha, it is in the sign of Cancer. And what is the 7th house from the sign of Cancer? It is actually Capricorn, which is ruled by planet Saturn, who is the Karaka of delay. So it is always advisable for the Ashlesha natives to marriage after some delay, typically after 28 years, to have a very smooth married life. They are generally very straightforward and blunt, and also we can see the Ashlesha natives coiling themselves during sleep, just like the snakes, right? And they do have a magical eyes. So if you look at the Ashlesha natives, they tend to have a magical eyes, and which is also very evident. I told you about Sri Devi and Vaijayanti Mala, right? The popular personalities. If you look at their eyes, definitely you can see that their eyes is going to be very catchy, right? So that is another trait we can observe with the Ashlesha natives. And they also have a tendency to bite their nails. So whenever they are pensive, they are thinking about something, they always tend to bite their nails, and they will be the fighters for a bigger cause. And we saw that Mahatma Gandhi is also closely associated with Ashlesha, and he was our national freedom fighter. Okay, and other point is this can be observed even both with Ashlesha as well as Mula natives, Mula Nakshatra natives, where they have a tendency to crush their coffee cup, or maybe any Tetra Pak juice that they are drinking, right? They will generally crush those cups after drinking, right? So this is another trait that can be observed. Okay, so you can also maybe put in your comments if the natives tend to do that. And other thing is, generally on the where the Ashlesha natives are residing, on that home there is a possibility of snakes coming in. Okay, so that is basically a message from the God, that the snakes are the messengers to them, and God wants to check how they treat the snakes, right? So are they attacking the snakes, or are the snakes being treated very well, right? So this also can be something observed, where snakes can come to the home where the Ashlesha natives are residing. And other trait that we can observe is that Ashlesha natives, most probably they will stay in the houses which is far away from their home or away from their home, and typically it will be in a rented houses, right? They typically stay on a rented houses. Okay, now we can see some keywords that is associated with the Ashlesha Nakshatra. Wealthy, artificial, enchanting eyes, attractive, mysterious, powerful, fights, regenerative power, fertility, inflicting poison, away from home, assistance from others, specific aim, immortal. So these are some of the keywords that will be associated closely with the Ashlesha constellation. So now we will see what would be the suitable education streams and professions for the Ashlesha natives. So one is, they can do any studies under science. So they can either take up MBBS, or they can do BDS, they can do pharma, or they can also take up anything related to physics, chemistry, biotechnology, microbiology, etc. So any field under science, they can pursue any of those studies, and they can also even take up research-based studies. Because Ketu, who is born under this Ashlesha, he is a Karaka of the research. So they can also even get into research-based studies. Right? They can also study law, any subjects dealing with the law, because they have to talk the rules and regulations. So they can also take up law-based studies, right? And bottom line, they can take up any communication-based professions, right, which will help in uplifting others. So this itself will be very helpful in reducing the karmas of the Ashlesha natives. So they can be very good healers. They can also go into healing. They can be a very good astrologer. They can go into numerology, Ayurveda, Reiki healing, and they can be a homeopathist, chemotherapist, massage therapist, etc. So healing is another area definitely they can look into. They can be addiction counselors as well, and they can also even go into politics. They can be good writers and negotiators, and they can be even hackers. So if planets like Rahu is in Ashlesha Nakshatra, so they can actually get into the hacking as well. And they can also get into professions, any profession that is public facing. It is dealing with more facing the society, facing the public, and anything dealing with food and water. Why? Because Ashlesha, we saw it is in the sign of Cancer, which is ruled by the planet Moon. So definitely they can take up any professions dealing with public and anything dealing with food and water, like catering, etc. So Ashlesha's nakshatra animal is a male cat, and the bird is the spotted owlet. Now we can see what would be the do's and don'ts for Ashlesha. So Ashlesha natives, they should not ridicule or badmouth others. They should be very, very careful in their communication, avoiding ridiculing or badmouthing the others. So speech is basically your weapon. So you need to use your communication typically for uplifting others. Your advice should uplift others. Okay, so you have to cleanse your nails regularly. That can be another remedy, cleansing your nails regularly. And also, whenever you think about building a house or buying a plot, right? So just check, just get a background if the snakes, if by any chance snakes were residing in those locations, if they were dwelling in those places, because you should not end up constructing a property at a place where snakes were dwelling, and in future this might be ending up in dosha. Okay, so just give a consideration, just check that, wherever the land that you have selected to construct a house, or the place that you are, the plot that you are buying, what is the history of that place, where the snakes dwelling in those places. It's better to check that. Always, please never kill a snake. And you can also offer donations to the snake shrines or snake protection programs. That will be a very good remedy for the Ashlesha natives. Always follow your intuition. I will give you one other important tip. If you want to see a success in your life, always touch the feet of your father or guru. Get the blessings of your guru or father, and you can see how the life of the Ashlesha natives will take a turn, right? And worshipping Somnath. Somnath is basically a Jyotirlinga which is in Gujarat. So you can worship Somnath, and you can also worship Sayana Perumal, because Sayana Perumal is basically, the Lord Balaji, who will be guarded by the five-headed Vasuki snake. So worshipping him also is going to be very, very helpful for the Ashlesha natives. So visiting Somnath temple and worshipping the Sayana Perumal will be very helpful. And you can also avoid non-vegetarian, because Ashlesha is actually having the dosha of the planet Sun. So it's better to avoid non-vegetarian. You can also listen to Aditya Hridayam 2 times a day. And you can also have a picture of sun with 7 horses and see it frequently. Try to detox your body very frequently. And chanting Om Namah Shivaya also will be helping a lot. You can also wear a 4-faced Rudraksh. And whenever possible, you can extend your support to the old age homes, especially the old male, male whoever is residing in the old age homes. That will be very, very helpful for the Ashlesha natives. Okay, I hope this was helpful. So that's all I had for this video. So if you have any comments, or if you want to share something in regard to the practical experience that you had on the points that I have shared, you can feel free to put it in the comments. And if you have not subscribed to my channel yet, you can subscribe to my channel. And if you found this video helpful, you can even share it with your known circles. Thank you all, everyone. I will meet you all in my next video. Bye all.